I was on everything, every drug, everything in pill form, all the drink, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just to complete this over me, it's like I'm trying to, my vision ain't clouded no more. Like, I'm going forward, going towards my full potential.
Collect the dust on again. What we doing? What's up, my little twin, man? We got shit collecting dust. My little brother sitting this shit, playing in this shit, man. My little brother done been driving this shit, man. I don't do this.
T.I. walked out of federal prison in October 2025 after spending 3 long years locked up for shooting 2 men during a chaotic Miami drug deal. But freedom might be way more dangerous than those prison walls ever were. The streets never forget, and every move he makes now feels like a countdown. His last viral clip showed him on his knees, looking tense, as the city whispered one question: is Memphis Most Wanted really back? Shetty, the rapper born Trell Don Williams Jr.
My little brother sitting this shit, playing in this shit, man. My little brother done been driving this shit, man. I don't do this no, man. Come on, man. I don't want to drive this shit.
Officially stepped out of federal custody on October 7th, 2025, wrapping up roughly 3 years of a 63-month sentence for firearm charges linked to that wild 2020 Miami hotel shooting. He shaved almost 2 years off his time thanks to good behavior and the First Step Act, which cut his projected release from July 2027. But he didn't waste a second. Within hours of breathing free air, Shetty linked up with his Memphis crew, K Carbon and Big 30, for an immediate studio session. No flashy welcome parties, no risky meetups, just straight back to work. Many saw it as a smart move to dodge attention from enemies and law enforcement watching his every step. Still, whispers are growing louder. People can't stop talking about the danger waiting outside those gates. His early rise from 2019 to 2021 was full of drama, bold lyrics, tense rivalries, and explosive beefs that built him a list of enemies across Memphis and beyond. Now that he's out, he's walking straight into a world where rap feuds turn deadly fast, where jealousy, revenge, and fame have turned too many artists into targets. It all kicked off on October 20th, 2020, outside the sleek Landon Hotel in Bay Harbor Islands, Florida, when what was supposed to be a simple drug deal turned into gunfire and chaos.
In the screw, I was like, all right, I'm gonna say rappers for sure. You got me like really taking their time out to sit down and write, like good men like Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Dirt, this over. This like, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't missing a beat, I'll show you. Y'all familiar with Don Tripp?
Yeah, I know Don Tripp is.
Don Tripp, Starlito. Don Tripp just wrote me a letter to
T.I., just 21 at the time, and his associate Bobby Brown had set up the meet through Instagram, trying to buy some designer sneakers and a stash of weed from 2 sellers. They rolled up in a rented white McLaren 720S, clean, flashy, and ready for business, but not without heat. Williams carried a Draco AK-47 pistol, while Brown had a handgun tucked close. Things went sideways fast when one of the sellers tried to short them on the deal. That's when both Williams and Brown pulled their weapons. According to federal reports, Williams fired off a shot, hitting one man in the backside and the other in the hip. Luckily, nobody died, but the mess was far from over. They snatched the cash and merchandise, then sped off up the Palmetto Expressway. In the frenzy, a Louis Vuitton bag stuffed with $40,684 flew right out of the McLaren and landed in the street. Cops recovered it, along with shell casings matching the same Draco ammo used in the shooting. Hotel security footage caught everything, from the flashy arrival to the shots fired, and T.I. walked out of federal prison in October 2025 after spending 3 long years locked up for shooting 2 men during a chaotic Miami drug deal. But freedom might be way more dangerous than those prison walls. T.I. walked out of federal prison in October 2025 after spending 3 long years locked up for shooting 2 men during a chaotic Miami drug deal. But freedom might be way more dangerous than those prison walls ever were. The streets never forget, and every move he makes now feels like a countdown. His last viral clip showed him on his knees, looking tense, as the city whispered one question: is Memphis Most Wanted really back? Shetty, the rapper born Trell Don Williams Jr., officially stepped out of federal custody on October 7th, 2025, wrapping up roughly 3 years of a 63-month sentence for firearm charges linked to that wild 2020 Miami hotel shooting. He shaved almost 2 years off his time thanks to good behavior and the First Step Act, which cut his projected release from July 2027. But he didn't waste a second. Within hours of breathing free air, Shiesty linked up with his Memphis crew, K Carbon and Big 30, for an immediate studio session. No flashy welcome parties, no risky meetups, just straight back to work. Many saw it as a smart move to dodge attention from enemies and law enforcement watching his every step. Still, whispers are growing louder. People can't stop talking about the danger waiting outside those gates. His early rise from 2019 to 2021 was full of drama, bold lyrics, tense rivalries, and explosive beefs that built him a list of enemies across Memphis and beyond. Now that he's out, he's walking straight into a world where rap feuds turn deadly fast, where jealousy, revenge, and fame have turned too many artists into targets. It all kicked off on October 20th, 2020, outside the sleek Landon Hotel in Bay Harbor Islands, Florida, when what was supposed to be a simple drug deal turned into gunfire and chaos.
I talked to your father, my boss, one day. He called me. He was like, because I check on you all the time. I was like, what's up with Pooh? He was like, man, Pooh locked down a couple cats that got killed in the joint. Got killed in Victor.
T.I., just 21 at the time, and his associate Bobby Brown had set up the meet through Instagram, trying to buy some designer sneakers and a stash of weed from 2 sellers. They rolled up in a rented white McLaren 720S, clean, flashy, and ready for business, but not without heat. Williams carried a Draco AK-47 pistol, while Brown had a handgun tucked close. Things went sideways fast when one of the sellers tried to short them on the deal. That's when both Williams and Brown pulled their weapons. According to federal reports, Williams fired off a shot, hitting one man in the backside and the other in the hip. Luckily, nobody died, but the mess was far from over. They snatched the cash and merchandise, then sped off up the Palmetto Expressway. In the frenzy, a Louis Vuitton bag stuffed with $40,684 flew right out of the McLaren and landed in the street. Cops recovered it, along with shell casings matching the same Draco ammo used in the shooting. Hotel security footage caught everything, from the flashy arrival to the shots fired and the money drop. And just hours later, Williams posted clips on Instagram flexing in that same McLaren, flashing cash like nothing happened. That move sealed his fate. Fingerprints, traffic cameras, and social media receipts tied every piece of the puzzle together, leaving investigators with a mountain of evidence. With all that evidence stacked sky high, Williams had no choice but to cut a deal. The feds weren't playing games. Prosecutors officially indicted him on June 29, 2021, hitting him with charges like conspiracy to commit Hobbs Act robbery, possession of firearms during a violent crime, and discharging a weapon while committing violence. Each charge carried heavy time. The gun charge alone meant a mandatory 10-year sentence with the potential for life behind bars if things went south. Judge Edwin G. Torres wasn't convinced Williams could stay out of trouble either. On July 7, 2021, he denied bond, calling Williams both a flight risk and a threat to the community. The judge pointed out that Williams had serious cash flow, access to travel, and a track record of pulling guns in crowded spots. That ruling shut down his booming music run right in the middle of his breakout, canceled tours, scrapped sessions, and lost money from his debut mixtape that had been gaining major streams online. But the drama didn't stop there. Miami-Dade prosecutors came for him again, this time over a wild scene at the King of Diamonds strip club on May 30th, 2021. Just after his Memorial Day weekend performance, witnesses say an unknown patron accidentally bumped into Williams, causing a rain of cash, anywhere between $3,000 and $40,000, to spill onto the floor. The crowd went crazy diving for bills, and chaos erupted fast. A security guard named Dorr tried to grab Williams to calm things down, but that only made it worse. Williams allegedly pulled out a concealed gun and fired a single shot, hitting Dorr in the ankle. Dorr later told detectives that a quick dodge saved him from getting hit in the torso. Surveillance footage caught it all. Williams flashing the weapon, the mad scramble for cash, and his quick exit. Moments later, he and his crew peeled off in a black Cadillac Escalade, while phone videos showed him slipping the gun back into his waistband like nothing happened. Even after the chaos at King of Diamonds, Williams tried to fight the story online. He jumped on Instagram claiming the talk about a $40,000 robbery was nothing but wild rumors, exaggerated nonsense, as he called it. But prosecutors weren't buying it. They came right back, hitting him with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon charges that carried anywhere from 5 to 30 years behind bars. Williams turned himself in on June 8, 2021, standing before Judge Ellen Suzer, who at first gave him a shot with a $10,000 bond, but that didn't last. Just 2 days later, on June 10th, the bond was yanked after prosecutors argued that his overlapping federal gun charges and violent behavior made him too much of a risk to walk free. Then came the twist. On June 15th, 2021, the security guard, Dorr, suddenly changed his story, filing a sworn affidavit saying pain meds had him confused and that his injury came from the crowd stampede, not a gunshot. Prosecutors immediately smelled something off and suspected witness tampering, but they couldn't find any solid proof. Even with that curveball, the case didn't just vanish. The video evidence and witness accounts still had weight. In the end, everything tied back into the federal plea deal Williams was negotiating. On January 4th, 2022, he officially pleaded guilty to a single reduced charge: conspiracy to possess firearms in furtherance of violent crimes and drug trafficking under Title 18 U.S.C. Section 924. Oh, that deal was huge. It wiped out the mandatory 10-year sentence, dropped the robbery charges, and folded in the King of Diamonds shooting with no extra time. If he'd gone to trial and lost, he would have been facing an extra decade. No question. If Williams hadn't taken that deal, he could have been staring down 20 years or more behind bars. The plea bargain changed everything. It locked his sentence at a max of 8 years, plus credit for taking responsibility for his actions. On April 20th, 2022, Judge K. Michael Moore handed down the final sentence: 63 months in federal prison, with about 10 months already counted from his June 2021 arrest. After prison, he'd still have 3 years of supervised release, packed with strict rules, regular check-ins with probation, drug testing, work requirements, and tight travel limits. On top of that, he was banned from owning guns, contacting victims, or stepping foot in certain Miami hotspots. The court also hit him with $156,507 in restitution, covering medical bills, lost wages, and pain damages. Williams served his time bouncing between tough federal spots: USP Pollock in Louisiana, FCI Talladega in Alabama, and USP Coleman II in Florida. But even behind bars, he wasn't wasting time.
I was on everything, every drug, everything in pill form, all the drink, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just completely stole with me. It's like I'm trying to, my vision ain't clouded no more. Like I'm going forward, going towards my full potential.
He stayed busy, keeping his head down and stacking credits for good behavior. Thanks to the First Step Act, he knocked about 15% off his sentence. He even took the ASVAB exam, joined programs that tackle criminal thinking, and hit the yard as a recreation supervisor. On top of that, he took fitness and education classes, staying focused instead of falling into trouble. The First Step Act, passed back in 2018, gave inmates real chances to cut time through rehab and learning. And for Williams, it worked big time. His projected release dropped from July 2027 all the way down to October 2025, a major break that changed his whole path. While locked up, Williams stayed connected with both his family and a few key names in the industry, keeping those calls and approved messages flowing. His conversations showed a real shift in mindset: more maturity, more focus, and a genuine drive to do better. He talked about accepting responsibility, staying sober after years of heavy use, and focusing on building a clean life once he got out. That clarity came from being forced into total sobriety inside those tightly controlled walls. No shortcuts, no distractions. Prison wasn't just about doing time, it opened his eyes. Williams saw serious violence up close: fights, stabbings, and even deaths in some of the facilities he passed through. Those experiences hit hard, pushing him to stay out of trouble and far away from anything that could send him back. Even when drama sparked between inmates, he kept his cool and avoided any major disciplinary hits that could have cost him his good conduct credits. What really kept his name alive was the loyalty from the rap world. Heavyweights like Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Don Tripp, Alito, and Gucci Mane all reached out through letters, calls, and public support, showing they still saw Williams as a force in the game. That kind of backing proved his commercial value hadn't faded one bit. Even behind bars, his music never stopped moving. Pooh Tie's catalog pulled over 2 billion Spotify streams, solidifying his legacy as both controversial and unstoppable. Williams' music hit different. His raw stories, sharp bars, and dark melodic hooks painted a picture of real Memphis street life that fans couldn't get enough of. Every track carried that mix of danger and truth that made listeners feel like they were living it with him. His breakout hit, Back in Blood, dropped on November 5th, 2020, featuring Lil Durk, became a straight-up street anthem, going 8 times platinum and racking up over 1.2 billion streams. It even climbed all the way to number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100. Lil Durk's opening line, "Pooh Shiesty, that's my dog," But Pooh, you know I'm really Shiesty, blew up instantly. Fans repeated it everywhere, solidifying Williams' image as a mix of smarts, grit, and that no-fear attitude that built his whole brand. When the track hit its 5-year anniversary on November 5th, 2025, social media lit up like crazy, proving how timeless that sound still was. Then came Shiesty Summer, released June 23rd, 2020, with Chief Keef and Lil Durk, another massive banger that went triple platinum, pulling in 450 million streams and peaking at number 37. Backdoor with Lil Durk went double platinum with 300 million streams, landing at number 71, while his self-titled single Pooh Shiesty featuring Big 30 hit platinum with 200 million streams, climbing to number 59. Even Guard Up, featuring 21 Savage and Lil Durk, smashed through 150 million streams and earned platinum status, a gritty track about living under constant threat, where every move could mean survival or setup. His 2021 project, Shiesty Season, pulled everything together. 18 tracks of raw Memphis energy mixed with new hits. It peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200, went gold, and proved once and for all that Williams wasn't just a singles artist, he was a full-blown force in the game. Williams didn't just dominate the streets, he broke into the global stage too. His feature on Drake's Wants and Needs became a career-defining moment, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and pulling in a massive 800 million streams. The collaboration threw him right into Drake's worldwide spotlight, and fans went wild. Some even said Williams' verse outshined Drake's own bars. That moment proved he could hold his own with the biggest names in the game. Then came Lifestyle, his powerhouse collab with Lil Baby and 21 Savage, which went 5 times platinum with 600 million streams. After that, he hopped on Lil Baby's hit Bout It, stacking another 200 million streams and showing everyone he still had that magic touch, even after years behind bars. The numbers spoke loud. His entire catalog, made up of roughly 30 singles and 1 mixtape, mostly recorded between 2020 and 2021, racked up over 2 billion streams total. With 20-plus RIAA certifications, Williams carved out a legacy as one of the most successful artists to rise during the chaotic 2020 pandemic era when most of the industry was frozen. And the craziest part, after his release in October 2025, his streaming numbers shot up another 30%, proving fans were still locked in, eager to see how prison changed his music and mindset. But fame comes with fire. Williams' aggressive lyrics and high-profile beefs brought heavy heat his way. The rap world around him had already turned deadly. King Von, Pop Smoke, Young Dolph, Takeoff, P&B Rock, and more had all been lost to gun violence, robberies, and feuds that started online but ended in blood. That same dangerous wave loomed over Williams as he stepped back into the spotlight, a reminder that fame in this world comes with a price. Williams' current beefs stay mostly in the shadows. Nobody really knows who's gunning for who. During his time locked up, details stayed buried, but the patterns are there for anyone paying attention. His old lyrics, social media history, and the gritty Memphis street scene tell a clear story, one built on long-running rivalries that explode fast, often ending in shootings and murder cases that rarely see convictions. People stay silent out of fear and witnesses vanish before they ever make it to court. Memphis itself has built a deadly reputation, one of America's most dangerous cities according to the FBI. The violent crime and homicide rates sit way above national averages, keeping it locked among the top 10 deadliest cities in the country. It's a place where the street code still rules everything. Respect, revenge, and reputation aren't just talk, they're survival. Disrespect can turn deadly overnight, and once your name carries weight, it comes with both power and danger. Williams